Namaskar, I'm Dr. Nitin Tiwari and I've been practicing dermatology for the past 10 years in Lucknow and the peripheral cities of Lucknow. And during my consultations, I had been noticing the strange kind of resistance which has been developed in fungal diseases, and this is what I am going to be talking about. And the most important thing which I have noticed, experienced with fungal diseases is the resistance which has been coming up, and it has been termed as a pandemic now, fungal infections. There are various reasons which have been told, have been the reasons for the resistance which has been developed. According to me, the resistance has been developed because of one major reason, which I think is because degradation in the quality of itraconazole. There are lots of companies which are local companies, marketing-based companies, which are making itraconazole which are not of good quality or adequate standards. They mention in the product as having 100 milligram itraconazole, but I do not understand as to why some of these medicines are not as effective compared to some of the branded companies which I've been using. That is one major reason, and there are some marketing companies which have strange combinations which they have entirely manufactured. There was one combination which I had seen which had itraconazole 100 milligram and terbinafine 250 milligram in just one tablet. That was a surprise for me. This is not a rational combination, and theoretically this should not be given. And because of using these sub-quality medicines, the resistance has developed to itraconazole, and eventually when they come to me and I give them medicines of branded companies or companies which have indigenously developed itraconazole, they benefit the same patients which had already used itraconazole of some local brand. So this is one major reason which I have seen, and because they have used sub-quality medicines, so when I start using a proper branded company itraconazole, the duration of period is extended, and the cost of the treatment goes high. Lots of people, especially the local doctors, some of them are general practitioners, and they also have lost faith in itraconazole. Some of them have altogether thought of changing their diagnosis, in fact, to some other disease rather than it being a fungal disease. And the other point of these resistant fungal diseases is by using these combination creams which have been antifungal, antibacterial and steroid, and especially the steroids which are quite potent, like mometasone or clobetasol combinations, which give instant results, but eventually the fungal disease comes back with a vengeance, and then we'll have to switch over to higher antifungals or altogether a new class of drugs as in topical cases for like amrolipine or amphotericin B, like antifungals. The second factor which I have noticed in these fungal infections is these patients who treat the patient, it usually is prevalent in their whole family, and usually just one member comes for the treatment, and It is just to check my kind of qualification or my credibility as to if I could cure this one patient, then they would bring the rest of their family. And when I have asked these patients as to having some other family member of a family history of fungal infections, they tell me that if you treat us and if you are successful, then we'll send the rest of our family. So this leads to other recurrent infections from their family members. Once they get treated, this one person in the family gets treated, the other family member eventually transfers the disease, and it's a reinfection rather than an infection not responding to the treatment. This is a reinfection from a family member. So these are some other important factors which I have noticed for itraconazole and the regular antifungals being not as effective in curing these acute fungal infections, which otherwise are quite curable. So that'll be all. The third factor was which I have noticed in general practitioners on the peripheries. They've been using lots of steroids and in acute infections, which I usually don't. And this is the reason for the various other side effects as skin atrophy and patients going in for instant treatment and for quick results. So they start in for injectable antihistaminics and injectable steroids, which altogether change the clinical picture of the disease. The inflammatory erythematous, angry looking skin lesion turns very subtle, and the regular morphology of the disease is altered. Sometimes the diagnosis becomes quite tough when multiple creams have been used. People usually, when it comes to a dermatological problem, they go to a medical store and they just want to pick one cream or a lotion, and then they start their treatment by self-medication and sticking to just topical antifungals. They want to cure themselves. So all these things lead to incomplete treatment and eventually leads to resistance and requires higher and higher antifungals, like from fluconazole we have switched to itraconazole, and now we are switching to voriconazole. Some people have tried ketoconazole and terbinafine. So this notice, according to my experience, which I have seen in the peripheral cities and very interiors of Uttar Pradesh, I have used a combination of itraconazole and terbinafine, which according to the book should not be given, but I have seen amazing results with this combination. And had the combination been ketoconazole and terbinafine, I had seen absolutely no results. But when the combination came with itraconazole and terbinafine, surprisingly the results were amazing than the monotherapy with terbinafine or the monotherapy with itraconazole. So this is something which I have noticed in my clinical practice to be quite beneficial, and which I have been sustainably used. And I've been always using a multi-drug therapy, so I have combined antifungal soaps, antifungal creams, and itraconazole and terbinafine.